The death in the ring always generates a strong resonance in society. But no one suspects that this phenomenon is more common than we might think. Over 500 boxer deaths have been recorded during the time statistics have been kept. Today, we will talk about the most well-known cases of Mexican boxers' deaths. On October 22, 2013, Francisco Leal, a 26-year-old Mexican boxer in the super bantamweight division, up to 57.2 kilograms, died from a brain injury. The day before, he suffered a knockout defeat in the 8th round of a fight against compatriot Raul González. Leal fell into a coma and died without regaining consciousness. Blood clots were found in the boxer's brain. During his last fight, Francisco Leal took several powerful blows to the head. In the 6th and 8th rounds, the Mexican boxer fell to the canvas, and the referee began counting, but the boxer managed to get up. In the 10th round, Leal could no longer rise. After the defeat, he fell into a coma and was transported to a hospital in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, where the fight took place. Later, the unconscious boxer was transferred to a hospital in San Diego, United States, where he passed away. Leal began his professional career on January 28, 2005, and achieved 20 victories in 31 fights, 13 by knockout. He also suffered 8 defeats, and 3 of his fights ended in a draw. On March 31, 2012, Leal was already hospitalized on a stretcher when he suffered a knockout in the 10th round of a fight against Russian boxer Yevgeny Gradovich. After the defeat to Gradovich, the determined Mexican boxer stepped into the ring 5 more times, winning 3 fights and losing 2. Marcos Caballero, a trainer at the Lee Espinoza Coachella Valley Boxing Club, sent a note to the Desert Sun. "I will miss Frankie for the rest of my life," said Caballero. "I trained Frankie for this fight, but I couldn't go with him. I went to my son Rommel's fight." Coachella boxer Julio Diaz reacted to the news on Facebook. "May Francisco Leal rest in peace after losing the toughest fight of his life. Really sad to see a friend and true warrior go out like this. Just to show the risks fighters go through every time we go up in the ring just to make a living and feed our families. My respects. R.I.P. Frankie." Óscar González was born on April 22, 1990, in the city of Tepic, Nayarit, son of Miguel Angel González and Luz Teresa Arriaga. He made his professional debut in the boxing ring at the age of 17 in 2007. He suffered a defeat in only his second fight but then embarked on a long continuous winning streak in the super bantamweight division, including winning the World Boxing Council's Youth World title 3 times. In 2012, he won the National Boxing Championship of the United States according to the WBC in the same weight category and successfully defended that championship belt once. González fought under the pseudonym, Fantasma, which translates from Spanish as, ghost. He was a boxer for the Mexican promotional company Box Latino, the same company that organized fights for the renowned Eric Morales. Throughout his 7-year professional boxing career, he had 26 fights, winning 23 of them, including 14 by knockout, and losing 3. He is most well known for his victories over boxers such as Rico Ramos, Raul González, Giovanni Caro, Adrian Young, Hector Velázquez, Kirill Herrera, Manuel Aguilar, Vachiracrat Senahan, and Carlos Fulgencio. On February 1, 2014, in Mexico City, he fought against fellow Mexican Jesus Galicia for the WBC Silver Latin title in the super featherweight category. The fight was broadcast live throughout Mexico and Latin America on Televisa. González was considered the undisputed favorite, but in the 10th round of the 12-round bout, his opponent delivered a devastating knockout, resulting in a brain concussion. González immediately fell into a coma and was hospitalized in the nearest hospital. 2 days later, on February 3, he passed away from the sustained injury. At that time, he was only 23 years old. Mexican boxer Marco Antonio Nazareth died 4 days after suffering a knockout defeat from his compatriot Omar Chavez. On July 18, Nazareth was knocked out in the 4th round. On the same day, he underwent brain surgery, but on July 22, Nazareth passed away. He was 23 years old. In the fight against Omar Chavez, the youngest son of the renowned Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez, Nazareth was knocked down in the 1st round and was ultimately knocked out in the 4th round. He regained consciousness but soon lost consciousness in his corner. The boxer was carried out of the ring on a stretcher and taken to the hospital, as reported by Lenta.ru. Previously, Nazareth had faced Chavez on April 26, 2008, and lost on points after 4 rounds. In total, the Mexican had 8 professional fights, winning 4, 3 by knockout, and suffering 4 defeats. 3 of Nazareth's losses were by knockout. Mexican boxer Francisco Rodríguez, who had been living in the United States for a long time, passed away at the age of 25 after a defeat in a bout against American boxer Tian Kennedy. The fight between Rodríguez and Kennedy took place on November 20 and ended in the 10th round with Rodríguez suffering a technical knockout. In the 10th round of the match, Kennedy landed a series of powerful blows to his opponent, and the fight was stopped. Unconscious, Rodríguez was taken to the hospital, where he underwent brain surgery. However, the doctors were unable to save the athlete's life. Rodríguez's promoter, Dominic Pesoli, revealed that Rodríguez was losing the fight and gradually began to lose control of what was happening. Kennedy literally beat up his opponent until the referee stopped the fight in the 10th round. Rodríguez eventually lost consciousness and was immediately taken to the hospital, where he underwent brain surgery. However, he never regained consciousness and passed away some time after the operation. Before the bout with Kennedy, Rodríguez had 16 professional fights, in which he won 14 and suffered 2 defeats. Rodríguez had a successful amateur career, winning the American Golden Gloves competition in 2001. He transitioned to professional boxing in 2005. The American boxer competed in the weight category up to 55.3 kilograms. Rodríguez died on November 22, but the news of his passing only became known on November 24. Former minimum weight world champion and interim junior flyweight world champion Moises Fuentes passed away on November 24. This was announced by Mauricio Suleiman, the current president of the World Boxing Council, WBC. 37-year-old Moises Fuentes won his world titles in the minimum weight and lightest weight divisions, having fought in 33 matches. Throughout his career, he achieved 25 victories, including 14 knockouts, with 1 draw and 7 losses. The last loss cost him his life. In October of last year, Fuentes fought against 19-year-old David Cuellar, suffering a knockout defeat. Subsequently, the boxer had to be urgently hospitalized due to a blood clot that had formed in his brain. Doctors performed surgery to remove the clot. Moises Fuentes survived the operation, but the injury proved to be too severe, and the doctors placed him in a medically induced coma on a ventilator. After that, Moises Fuentes spent over a year in an induced coma. Never regaining consciousness, he passed away. Moises Fuentes is now at peace. A warrior who fought until his last breath. Our condolences to his family and friends, and gratitude to his wife for her unwavering dedication and immeasurable love during this difficult year of suffering. May he rest in peace. Death in the ring is not a unique event. It happens more often than we might think. But boxing is a brutal sport, and the participants in the bouts understand the risks well. However cruel a sport boxing may be, we all sincerely hope that such incidents will not occur again.